universe of American coins, few pieces spark as much mystery as the 1972 D-Liberty half-dollar. This coin isn't just a slice of metal. It is a symbol of a forgotten chapter in U.S. minting history, a chapter whispered about by collectors who believe that rare errors from this year may still be hiding in pockets, drawers, and old family boxes. Each time someone discovers an untouched 1972 D half-dollar, the heart of the coin world beats just a little faster, because no one truly knows what secrets the Denver Mint might have left behind in that turbulent year. Collectors often speak about the 1972 D half-dollar with the same energy treasure hunters use when describing a lost artifact. Though most coins from this year are common, a select few, those with strange minting flaws, double designs, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet defects, are the ones that create legends. These special survivors don't come around often, but when they do, they command unbelievable attention and spark bidding wars that shoot upward like lightning. The coin's beauty lies not only in its design but in the story behind it. The early 1970s were a time of tremendous change for the U.S. Mint. Machines were pushed to their limits. Production numbers surged, and the rush to meet national demand meant that occasional mistakes slipped through the cracks. Those errors, rare as a streak of silver across a night sky, transformed otherwise ordinary coins into prized masterpieces. And the 1972 D half-dollar is the perfect example of how a tiny flaw can elevate a coin to mythical status. When collectors talk about fortune-changing coins, they're not speaking about ordinary pieces, but about the elusive error examples that survive by pure accident. Imagine a 1972 D half-dollar struck on the wrong metal, or one with a dramatic double die effect, where Kennedy's profile appears almost alive in layered detail. Such a specimen could make collectors lose sleep and auction houses tremble. Because the value of unique error coins is limited only by one thing: how far a determined collector is willing to go. And this is where the legend of the $1 million 1972 D half-dollar is born. Not from market charts, but from stories of record-breaking sales of other one-of-kind mint mistakes. In the coin world, rarity is king, and if a 1972 D error with never-before-seen characteristics were to surface, its price could climb into realms that shock the world. That is why enthusiasts treat every 1972 D half-dollar with reverence. You never truly know what version you're holding until an expert studies it. For many collectors, this coin represents the thrill of possibility. It embodies the idea that a small, forgotten object from the past could hold a secret capable of changing someone's destiny. Not because every coin is worth a fortune, but because hidden treasures do exist, and once in a lifetime, someone finds one. The mystery of the 1972 D half-dollar keeps that dream alive. So if you possess a 1972 D-Liberty half-dollar, handle it with care, protect it from damage, and allow its story to breathe. You might be holding an everyday coin, or you might be holding the rarest variation the world has yet to discover. The beauty of numismatics is that discovery often comes when no one expects it, turning humble objects into extraordinary revelations. In the end, the true power of the 1972 D half-dollar lies not just in potential value, but in the excitement, history, and adventure it represents. It reminds us that hidden treasures still roam among us, tucked away in pockets and boxes, waiting for the moment when their brilliance is recognized. And sometimes one coin, just one, can rewrite a collector's destiny forever. The 1973 D-Liberty half-dollar is a coin that collectors whisper about the way treasure hunters whisper about lost kingdoms, a piece of metal that carries more stories than silver. Struck in Denver, this coin may not be made of pure silver, yet its aura shines brighter than any polished bullion. It is a kind of coin that feels alive when held in your hand, as if it has traveled through decades waiting for the right person to finally uncover its true potential. Its edge, its weight, its history, everything about it signals that this is no ordinary half-dollar. Over the years, countless collectors have searched through drawers, jars, and forgotten boxes hoping to stumble upon a perfect 1973 D-Liberty half-dollar, the kind that seems to glow under light. Some say that the rarest pieces from this year in mint mark have an almost mythical status, because a flawless example can capture the attention of even the most experienced numismatists. The dream of discovering one in exceptional condition is enough to send waves of excitement through the coin collecting world. Stories circulate about extraordinary finds. Coins preserved by chance, untouched by time, somehow surviving in almost pristine condition. These tales give the 1973 D-half dollar its legendary charm. And while not every piece may hold unimaginable monetary value, the possibility that yours could be the exceptional one turns each coin into a mystery waiting to be solved. This sense of uncertainty, this flicker of hope, is what makes the chase so addictive. Imagine opening an old envelope or unlocking a dusty box and seeing this coin shine back at you. For a moment, your heart races. Could this be the one? That single moment of discovery holds more power than any lottery ticket. It's a thrill that collectors live for, the possibility that what appears ordinary may actually be extraordinary, hiding greatness beneath the surface. Collectors know that condition is everything. A 1973 D-Liberty half-dollar with a razor-sharp strike, flawless luster, and untouched rims becomes something far more valuable than pocket change. It becomes a symbol of rarity. Some call it luck, others destiny. But whatever the reason, only a tiny fraction survive in exceptional condition. And those few carry a kind of quiet strength, a silent promise of what they might become in the eyes of a passionate buyer. Even without guaranteed fortune, the 1973 D-Liberty half-dollar has the ability to change your perspective on what value truly means. It teaches that worth is not only about money, it is about history, preservation, and the stories that travel through time. A rare coin is a time traveler, a witness, a relic of the past that chooses its owner as much as the owner chooses it. So if you hold a 1973 D-Liberty half-dollar today, treat it with respect. Hold it gently between your fingers, look at its details, and let it speak. It might not instantly make you a billionaire, but it holds the power to transform your appreciation, your curiosity, and your connection to the past. For some collectors, that alone is priceless. In the world of numismatics, every now and then a coin becomes more than metal. It becomes a legend. The 1973 D-Liberty half-dollar has earned that place. Whether it brings you fortune, fascination, or simply a story worth telling, this coin stands as a reminder that even the smallest objects can carry the greatest mysteries. And sometimes, those mysteries are worth more than gold. The world of American coin collecting. Few coins ignite the imagination quite like the legendary 1974 D-Liberty half-dollar, a coin whispered about in collector circles as if it carries a destiny of its own. Though struck in massive quantities for everyday use, a tiny handful of pieces were rumored to leave the Denver Mint with striking brilliance, rare errors, or uncanny preservation, turning a simple half-dollar into a symbol of impossible fortune. Collectors speak of it the way adventurers speak of treasure buried beneath ancient sands. Not as mere metal, but as a spark of fate waiting to be discovered. What gives the 1974 D-coin its mysterious aura is not just its age, but the stories attached to it. Some say a flawless piece can hypnotize even the most seasoned numismatist, its surface glowing like it remembers the touch of the mint presses that forged it. Others claim special misstruck examples, the ones that escaped unnoticed, can command life-changing offers from private collectors who chase rarity as if chasing destiny itself. True or not, these stories keep the 1974 D alive in the imagination of every treasure hunter. If you ever hold this coin in your palm, it feels like holding a small spark of American history, a reminder of a time when coins carried weight, texture, and character. The bold Liberty profile, the eagle's wings stretching with strength, the sharp D mint mark. Every detail whispers about craftsmanship from a different era. People don't just collect this coin, they cherish what it represents, a piece of a nation's story preserved in metal. Over time, the mythology around this coin has grown enormously. Collectors trade tales of rare specimens that supposedly fetched unbelievable offers behind closed doors, where wealthy buyers battle quietly for ownership of something no one else has. These stories spread like wildfire, giving the 1974 D-half-dollar a reputation bigger than reality, a reputation that transforms it into a symbol of hope, luck, and sudden change. And once a coin gains such a reputation, its aura becomes impossible to extinguish. For some people, The 1974 D half dollar feels like a lucky charm, the kind of object that enters your life unexpectedly and refuses to be ignored. They say that coins like this don't just appear randomly. They find you, and when they do, they bring a certain electricity, as if destiny itself is tapping you on the shoulder. Whether true or not, the belief gives this coin a power that goes far beyond its metal. Imagine discovering one in exceptional condition, untouched, flawless, glowing. The feeling would be indescribable. You wouldn't just be holding a coin, you'd be holding a story, a legend, a possibility. No collector with experience would let it go cheaply, because such beauty is not measured by money alone. The value lies in its rarity, its mystery, and the demand from those who cannot resist the pull of something extraordinary. So if you ever come across this 1974 D Liberty half dollar in remarkable condition or a rare minting twist, remember this. Its worth is shaped by the eyes of collectors who chase perfection and rarity, not by any fixed number. Stories of millions and overnight fortune come from the mythic world of collectors' imaginations, a world where passion transforms a simple coin into a dream. And dreams have no price tag. In the end, the 1974 D half dollar is more than a piece of currency. It is a symbol of luck, a symbol of possibility, a symbol of the idea that one small object, forgotten in drawers or hidden in old jars, might one day rewrite someone's future. Whether myth or miracle, its legend continues to grow, and those who hold it close treat it not as money, but as a treasure that carries the thrill of what and the magic of fortune waiting to unfold. In the world of American coins, the 1989 D Liberty half dollar has risen like a hidden giant, quiet for decades, but now whispered about as the coin that could turn an ordinary collector into an overnight legend. People say that the moment you hold this Denver-minted piece in your hand, you feel a spark, as if history itself is pulsing beneath your fingertips. It's not just a coin. It's a symbol of rare destiny, carrying the energy of fortune for those lucky enough to discover it. Collectors call it the silent thunder, because its true worth isn't shouted from rooftops. Its power hides behind its modest appearance. But those who understand coins, those who can read the signs of rarity, know this 1989 D half dollar can ignite unimaginable value when the right combination of condition, uniqueness, and collector demand comes together. For some, it's an ordinary coin, but for the wise, it's a sleeping treasure waiting to awaken. Some stories say that a tiny number of these coins left the Denver Mint with extraordinary sharpness, mirror-bright surfaces, or unexpected minting quirks, each one transforming a routine half dollar into a mysterious masterpiece. These are the pieces collectors chase, the ones they swear could bring life-changing offers from private buyers who hunt quietly in the shadows of a numismatic world. It's not the metal that makes it powerful. It's the myth wrapped around it. Imagine discovering this coin tucked inside an old drawer, a forgotten purse, or a dusty box passed down from family. Most people would never know what they're holding. But someone with an eye for value, someone with that instinct for hidden rarity, would feel the gravity of the moment instantly. The 1989 D half dollar has that aura, a pull, a presence, a whisper that says don't let me go too easily. Many collectors keep their rarest 1989 D pieces locked away, refusing to release them at low prices. They believe such a coin carries a kind of symbolic power that could shift someone's fortune overnight. Not because it's made of silver or gold, but because the stories attached to it have grown into legend. When a coin gains mythic status, its value is no longer just financial. It becomes emotional, historical, and personal. Every curve of Lady Liberty, every detail of the mint mark D, every preserved shimmer on the surface adds to its personality. A coin in flawless condition doesn't just look beautiful. It feels like a time capsule frozen in perfection. And when perfection meets rarity, even the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. That is why collectors guard their 1989 D pieces fiercely, knowing that once such a treasure slips out of their hands, it may never return. The deeper you dive into the world of this coin, the clearer it becomes that it's not just a collectible. It's a story of luck, legacy, and timing. The kind of story that gets passed down through generations, where each new owner adds their own chapter to its journey. Some say the coin chooses its holder, not the other way around. And when it lands in the right hands, doors of opportunity quietly begin to open. So if you ever find a 1989 D-Liberty half dollar, don't treat it as an ordinary relic of the past. Treat it as a sign, a symbol of hidden potential. Hold it with respect, keep it safe, and never rush into parting with it. Because while the world may overlook it, the truth is simple. In the kingdom of rare coins, this one carries a spark powerful enough to change your story, one breathtaking moment at a time. Rumors still float about one coin so rare, so electrifying, that its appearance feels like destiny rather than luck. This is a legendary 1999 D-Liberty Anthony dollar, a coin surrounded by rumors of unimaginable worth, a coin collectors speak of in hushed tones, as if saying its name too loudly might summon a bidding war fierce enough to shake the market. Some say it was minted in a moment of perfect alignment, a flawless strike, a shimmer of history locked into metal, turning this humble dollar into a symbol of fortune itself. Many coins enter circulation quietly, but this one was born with storm in its veins. Under the lights of the Denver Mint, its details were said to dance. Sharp edges, deep relief, and a surface that looked almost silver-kissed despite being a clad composition. It wasn't just a coin, it was a message to the future saying, "Watch me change someone's destiny." And so the legend grew, transforming the 1999 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar from ordinary currency into a silent guardian of prosperity, waiting for the right hands to claim it. Collectors who studied this mythical piece describe it not as metal, but as a heartbeat in coin form. They say when you hold it, you feel a pulse. The pulse of America's final tribute to a revolutionary woman. The pulse of a mint striking its last chapter before the new millennium. The pulse of value that refuses to stay small. It becomes more than a collectible. It becomes a doorway. A doorway to luck, to chance, to unimaginable reward. People tell stories of accidental finders who stumbled upon the coin without understanding its gravity. They carried it casually in pockets, tucked into drawers, unaware that they possess a treasure so powerful that, in the myth, it could overnight reshape a destiny. The idea that a single dollar could hold such weight gives the coin an almost magical aura, turning it into a character of fortune rather than just a piece of currency. In the world of numismatics, legends breathe life into metal, and this coin's legend breathes thunder. It is said that if ever this 1999 D example appears in pristine, untouched condition, shining like it was struck seconds ago, it could ignite bidding beyond imagination. Not because of what it is, but because of what it represents. The final heartbeat of the Anthony series, the last spark before the Sacagawea era began, the cliffhanger chapter of America's dollar coin story. Imagine unveiling this coin to collectors. The room would fall silent. The spotlight would catch its surface. The world would gasp, and in that one moment, every eye in the room would recognize its power. They wouldn't see a dollar. They would see a legend, a promise, a symbol of prosperity waiting to be unleashed. And the bids in the story would surge like waves, each higher than the last, fueled not by metal, but by myth, rarity, and dream. If you, by chance or by fate, possess this coin in the story of legends, do not treat it lightly. Do not slip it into a drawer. Do not let it disappear unnoticed. For in the language of collectors, some coins speak louder than others, and this one shouts with the voice of destiny. Hold it like a key to possibilities. Guard it like treasure. Let it remind you that sometimes the smallest objects carry the greatest power. So remember this. In the world of stories, the 1999 D-Liberty Anthony dollar is not just a coin. It is hope crystallized. It is history preserved. It is a shining symbol that fortune can hide in plain sight, waiting for the right person to recognize it. And if that person is you, then your story, just like this coin, has the power to change overnight. The tale of the 1979 D-Liberty Susan B. Anthony dollar begins like a quiet whisper in the halls of American numismatics, a whisper that has now grown into a storm. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary dollar coin, but beneath that modest silver-toned surface lies a story so electrifying that collectors speak of it almost reverently. This is not just a piece of currency. It is a symbol of mystery, luck, and life-altering value wrapped in the cold shine of metal. Some people call it the overnight miracle coin, because one discovery, one forgotten piece in a drawer, has the power to flip destiny itself. What makes this coin so magnetic is the strange combination of its 1979 Denver Mint origin and the rare production quirks that only experts whisper about. Most people think the Susan B. Anthony series is simple, but the Demon of 1979 carries a breath of enigma. It is rumored that a tiny batch was struck with an unusually brilliant finish, a deeper strike, and what collectors call a lightning aura, giving it a glow unlike anything else from that era. Even the most seasoned coin hunters say that when the rare one appears under proper light, it radiates like a star breaking through a cloudy night. Owners of this mythical variety insist that the coin feels different the moment it rests in your hand. They describe it as unusually heavy with history, as if it carries the echoes of millions of stories within it. Some say that when you tilt it gently, the portrait of Susan B. Anthony almost appears alive, bold, fierce, and determined, as though she herself is guarding the fortune it represents. There is an energy to it, a kind of resistance, as if the coin refuses to be ordinary. That is why collectors chase it with a feverish passion. The lore around it grew even bigger when stories began circulating of people who found this coin in old boxes, inherited collections, or dusty piggy banks. And within days, their lives changed. Overnight transformations, sudden wealth, unimaginable valuations whispered in private auctions. No one knows exactly how many of these rare 1979 D-Fortune survive, but some collectors claim they've seen offers in the millions for pristine pieces, especially those carrying the mythical mirror strike. Whether every rumor is true or not, one thing is certain. People do not let this coin go easily. What fuels its legendary status even more is its connection to Susan B. Anthony's powerful legacy. She was a fighter, a voice that demanded justice, strength, and the right to be heard. Somehow, that spirit seems locked inside these rare Denver Mint coins, as if the metal itself remembers the fire of her courage. Because of that, keeping this coin feels like keeping a piece of American determination, and in the world of collectibles, symbolism can multiply value beyond imagination. Collectors say that if you ever come across this coin by chance, destiny is knocking at your door. The wise know better than to treat it like loose change, because the rare ones almost never reveal themselves without purpose. The market may rise and fall, but the fascination around this 1979 D mystery does not fade. Each year, more people join the hunt, hoping to uncover one treasure that could rewrite their story in a single night. And that is why no one should ever rush to sell it. Impatience is the enemy of fortune. A coin with this kind of aura, rarity, and demand should be held with caution, respect, and vision. One wrong move, one quick sale, and you could be letting go of what might have been the turning point of your entire life. Those who know it's worth call it a silent king, because it sits quietly in your hand while holding the potential of a kingdom. In the end, the 1979 D. Liberty Susan B. Anthony dollar is more than collectible. It is a legend, a symbol of unexpected blessings, hidden wealth, and destiny wrapped in metal. If you possess one of the rare varieties, you are not simply a coin owner. You are a guardian of a treasure with the power to change your fortune overnight. Hold it carefully, honor its legacy, and remember, miracles often arrive disguised as something small, shiny, and silent. The year 2000 gave the world many wonders, but none shimmer with more mystery than the legendary Liberty Sacagawea $1 coin from the Denver Mint. A coin whispered about in collector circles like a secret capable of rewriting destiny. People speak of it in a hushed tone, as though its silver glow carries more than metal, as though it carries stories, fortunes, and the power to lift one's life from shadows into blazing light. This isn't just a coin, and the tales told around it. It's a gateway to unimaginable transformation. Collectors say that the 2000 Sacagawea coin from Mint Mark D has a presence, as if history left fingerprints on its surface. The design itself feels alive, Liberty standing tall, strong, unshakable, and the moment your eyes meet its shine, the world suddenly feels different, heavier with possibility. Some believe the coin chooses its owner, appearing only to those destined for a journey far greater than they imagine. Whether myth or miracle, the stories never stop. Legend goes that this coin's worth doesn't lie merely in metal or market charts. It lies in rarity born from pure cosmic coincidence. A handful of examples are said to have left the mint with perfection so flawless, so untouched by time, that collectors compare them to frozen lightning. Their supposed value in dramatic collector folklore stretches into millions, not because of documented auctions, but because of the mythic energy surrounding them. The belief that such a coin could shift fortune overnight. People tell stories of individuals who stumbled upon this coin tucked away in an old drawer, forgotten in a family chest, or slipped unknowingly into change decades ago. And when they realize the treasure resting in their palm, their entire world tilted. They describe a rush, a sense that this little circle of metal holds a destiny beyond imagination. For some, it became a symbol of hope. For others, a sign that luck truly can knock without warning. Collectors who obsess over the sag would claim it has a magnetic aura. Not just a coin, but a relic carrying the spirit of liberty itself. When you hold it, they say you feel a pulse of history, a reminder that even the smallest object can carry stories capable of reshaping lives. And in those high-stakes collector fantasies, this coin doesn't just sit in safes. It's just like a thrown jewel, a piece that could elevate its owner from ordinary to extraordinary in an instant. In numismatic folklore, the 2000 Liberty Sagwa with the D mint mark is painted as the kind of piece that buyers fight over in dimly lit rooms, where bids rise like storms and every whisper carries the weight of fortunes. The idea that it can make someone a billionaire overnight isn't presented as economic reality, but as the emotional gravity of this mythical artifact. The dream that one coin could unlock a future too bright to speak aloud. But beyond all the dramatic tales, one truth stands firm. Coins like this capture the imagination because they symbolize the wild card of destiny. They remind us that treasure can hide in plain sight, that miracles sometimes with a disguise of ordinary objects, and that sometimes all it takes is one token from the past to ignite the fire of a new beginning. That's the power this coin holds in story and spirit, the power to make you believe in possibility again. So if you possess this legendary 2000 Liberty Sagwa coin from Denver, treat it not just as a collectible, but as a symbol of hope, rarity, strength, and the belief that fortune can arrive in the quietest moments. Whether it brings wealth, wonder, or simply pride, one thing is certain. In the world of numismatic legends, this coin stands as a beacon, a reminder that destiny can fit in the palm of your hand. The tale of the 1979 D. Liberty Susan B. Anthony dollar begins like a quiet whisper in the halls of American numismatics, a whisper that has now grown into a storm. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary dollar coin, but beneath that modest silver-toned surface lies a story so electrifying that collectors speak of it almost reverently. This is not just a piece of currency. It is a symbol of mystery, luck, and life-altering value wrapped in the cold shine of metal. Some people call it the overnight miracle coin because one discovery, one forgotten piece in a drawer, has the power to flip destiny itself. What makes this coin so magnetic is the strange combination of its 1979 Denver Mint origin and the rare production quirks that only experts whisper about. Most people think the Susan B. Anthony series is simple, but the D-Mint of 1979 carries a breath of enigma. It is rumored that a tiny batch was struck with an unusually brilliant finish, a deeper strike, and what collectors call a lightning aura, giving it a glow unlike anything else from that era. Even the most seasoned coin hunters say that when the rare one appears under proper light, it radiates like a star breaking through a cloudy night. Owners of this mythical variety insist that the coin feels different the moment it rests in your hand. They describe it as unusually heavy with history, as if it carries the echoes of millions of stories within it. Some say that when you tilt it gently, the portrait of Susan B. Anthony almost appears alive, bold, fierce, and determined, as though she herself is guarding the fortune it represents. There is an energy to it, a kind of resistance, as if the coin refuses to be ordinary. That is why collectors chase it with a feverish passion. The lore around it grew even bigger when stories began circulating of people who found this coin in old boxes, inherited collections, or dusty piggy banks. And within days, their lives changed. Overnight transformations, sudden wealth, unimaginable valuations whispered in private auctions. No one knows exactly how many of these rare 1979 D-Fortune survive, but some collectors claim they've seen offers in the millions for pristine pieces, especially those carrying the mythical mirror strike. Whether every rumor is true or not, one thing is certain. People do not let this coin go easily. What fuels its legendary status even more is its connection to Susan B., Anthony's powerful legacy. She was a fighter, a voice that demanded justice, strength, and the right to be heard. Somehow, that spirit seems locked inside these rare Denver Mint coins, as if the metal itself remembers the fire of her courage. Because of that, keeping this coin feels like keeping a piece of American determination, and in the world of collectibles, symbolism can multiply value beyond imagination. Collectors say that if you ever come across this coin by chance, destiny is knocking at your door. The wise know better than to treat it like loose change, because the rare ones almost never reveal themselves without purpose. The market may rise and fall, but the fascination around this 1979 D mystery does not fade. Each year, more people join the hunt, hoping to uncover one treasure that could rewrite their story in a single night. And that is why no one should ever rush to sell it. Impatience is the enemy of fortune. A coin with this kind of aura, rarity, and demand should be held with caution, respect, and vision. One wrong move, one quick sale, and you could be letting go of what might have been the turning point of your entire life. Those who know it's worth call it a silent king, because it sits quietly in your hand while holding the potential of a kingdom. In the end, the 1979 D. Liberty Susan B. Anthony dollar is more than collectible. It is a legend, a symbol of unexpected blessings, hidden wealth, and destiny wrapped in metal. If you possess one of the rare varieties, you are not simply a coin owner. You are a guardian of a treasure with the power to change your fortune overnight. Hold it carefully, honor its legacy, and remember, miracles often arrive disguised as something small, shiny, and silent. The tale of the 1980 D. Liberty Susan B. Anthony doll begins like a whisper among collectors, a quiet rumor that a small, unassuming coin could hold a destiny far larger than its size. Born in the Denver Mint, stamped in copper nickel, and released into a world that barely noticed it, this coin would one day become the center of a story so electrifying that people still speak of it with wide eyes and fast hearts. It carries with it the bold profile of Susan B. Anthony, a fighter for justice, and with that face comes the spirit of revolution itself. Over the years, this coin developed an aura, a strange magnetism. Collectors say that certain 1980 D pieces have a glow. Not a glow you see with your eyes, but the kind that whispers to your imagination. Their surfaces, when preserved perfectly, reflect light like a mirror holding a secret. And while the metal itself isn't silver, the legend calls it the silver that hides inside dreams, because its value isn't in the alloy, it's in the story, the rarity of pristine condition, and the hunger of collectors who chase perfection. As decades passed, the ordinary 1980 D. Anthony dollar began transforming into something extraordinary. Coin hunters started sharing stories of ultra-gem specimens, coins kept untouched, shielded from the scratches of time. These flawless survivors became the chosen ones, coins so clean, so sharp, so perfect, that collectors would battle for them like warriors on an auction field. And with each auction, the myth grew, carrying the idea that somewhere, hidden in someone's drawer, could be a treasure no one has recognized yet. Some people even say the right 1980 D coin can change your destiny. They call it the fortune turner, the coin that arrives quietly but alters a life loudly. Not because it's made of silver, not because it's guaranteed to make anyone a billionaire, but because rare coins have a strange power. The power to surprise, to explode in value, to connect a person to a story that collectors crave. That possibility, that spark of what if, is what keeps this coin glowing with potential. Imagine a coin that spent years in silence, tucked in a box, ignored by everyone. Yet one day someone opens that box, holds it under a bright light, and discovers the sharpest strike, the cleanest fields, the purest condition. For that one moment, it feels like destiny has tilted in your favor. Because sometimes a coin's value explodes not from its metal, but from its perfection, its preservation, and the passion of the person who wants to own it next. In the world of numismatics, the true thrill comes from the chase, the possibility that a simple coin can hold unbelievable worth depending on its condition, rarity, and desirability. In the 1980 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar fits that world perfectly. Most are ordinary, yes, but select few, those rare survivors in exceptional condition, rise far above the rest, gaining values that feel almost unreal to the everyday eye. Collectors don't just buy these coins. They fight for them. They study every scratch, every shine, every tiny detail. They know that one impeccable specimen can ignite a storm in the auction house, sending bids flying higher than anyone expected. And that is where legends are born, not from myths of automatic millions, but from real moments when passion meets rarity and a coin becomes a star. So when you hold a 1980 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar, don't just see metal. See possibility. See history. See the dream that maybe, just maybe, you're holding one of those flawless, fierce, destiny-changing pieces that collectors would cross oceans for. Its value may not be guaranteed millions, but its power to captivate, inspire, and surprise is worth far more than any ordinary dollar could ever dream of.